there. Today we are going to do an easy 2-shade eyeshadow look, but I'm going to show you how to keep your eye more lifted and open. So we're going to first start out with a matte shade. This one's called Pup, and it's a very light kind of neutral color. I'm using the fluffy end of the eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to swirl that into the color and tap it off. And then I'm going to keep my eye open and kind of hit up my crease and above the crease area and my lid. So this is just going to be a wash of color all over your eyelid, all the way almost up to your brow, but not quite. Do it again on the other eye. I've already primed my eyes, by the way. I just used my lighter shade cream highlight color to prime my eye. Make sure you prime your eye anytime you're wearing eyeshadow. It is just going to help the eyeshadow stay on longer. It's going to make the colors pop more. So you definitely want to use a primer if you want longevity with your eyeshadow throughout the day. Now that we have that wash of color, now you could just put this on your eyelids any day and that could just be a nice wash of color. I'm also going to take a little bit of it and run it underneath my eye too. We're just gonna do a light lining with this color, but we are gonna go in a little bit darker with the other shade. So this other shade is called Philly. It's a darker brown. You could go medium brown if you don't want anything this dark. So if you want a more medium brown shade, you could go with Oak. That would be a real good shade to go with. That would just give you more depth in that outer corner, but not be as dramatic. I'm also just going to very quickly clean off my eyeshadow brush here in this cleaning tile. This tile is freaking amazing. It fits right in your palette and you can clean your brush so easy. It just makes life easier. Now we're going to tap off again. We're doing the outer corner. Now I always say this, keep your eye open when you are adding that crease color, outer corner color, because it's just going to help you to not tuck all the color into that crease. What you're going to do is normally I have you kind of go in a V, but we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to kind of start at the top and swirl towards the tail of our brow, but not quite to our brow. You still want a gap. We're going to, now you can close your eye, swirl from this outer corner, a little bit in, but a little bit in from the outer corner, and just swirl towards that line that you already made. Okay, so then they're kind of joining. But we're going to, instead of going this way, we're gonna go feather it out. Just very lightly. See how I'm holding back on my brush? We're just gonna feather it out and up. And then once you've done that, start to gradually take some of that over your crease and keep your eye open when you're doing this part. And then just blend this as much as you need to. You don't want to come outside this line with it. You just want to stay in. So we're going to stay in the line, but blend, blend, blend. We don't want to have any harsh lines. We just want it to look very natural. So I'll turn my head here so you can see. We just keep blending. Sometimes you just need to blend a lot. Just kind of going right over this way. We're not coming all the way down. We're just going to here. Okay? You can always build. Start out really bold. You can just build color. Okay, once you think you have it blended enough as you want, then flip the brush over, use the smudgier end in that same shade, and just run that. Make sure it meets that corner there, and run that under your eye. Now, you can go all the way to the corner if you want a real kind of more sultry look, or you can just go to the inner corner. I'm sorry, not the inner corner, the center of your eye. And then I like to take my brush and kind of just buff that out a little bit with the fluffier end. Holding back on your brush helps keep less of a concentrated color. You're just going to get kind of a light feathery touch. We're blending out towards the tail of the brow. And then we're going to take that into. If you want to build it up, let's add a little bit more down here so we have just a little bit more depth on that lower lid. It's okay to keep your eyes closed if you're doing lid stuff, but definitely keep them open when doing crease, or you won't see any of that pretty color that you added. Let's do the bottom. Now we're going to do 2 more steps to help make your eye look more open. First thing we're going to do, I'm going to grab this multitasker brush. I have 2 because we're going to do 2 things. And I'm going to get into my cream highlight shade. And I'm just going to make sure you don't have a ton on. You might just have to wipe it off on your, and I'm just going to go along the edges of my brow here to kind of make a more distinct line, but also brighten up here, okay? And then I just usually take my finger and tap that out. You don't want to see the makeup, but you just want to brighten up there and clean up any, you know, make a nice crisp brow line. The same thing over here. I don't like a lot of makeup on my brush when I do this. That's why I tap it off sometimes onto my hand. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this multitasker brush, and I have a rose gold illuminator, and I'm just going to put some on my brush, just a little bit on the flat end. I'm just going to put a little bit right up here in the arch of my brow and feather it out a little bit towards the brow, the tail of the brow. That just provides a little bit of subtle illumination. It's going to make that, it's going to draw the eye up to that area. So then, of course, making your eyes appear more open and bigger. Now let's add some mascara and I'll be right back. Okay, the mascara's on. The only other thing I wanted to share was this NYX Jumbo pencil. I think these make really good inner corner pops of light. They have 2 shades of like white, but I think these provide a really nice pop of color. So if you're looking for something easy and something you can like throw in your purse, these NYX Jumbo eye pencils. You could also use this up in the arch of your brow for a little bit of highlight. Thank you so much for watching. I'll put a link below for this palette. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and thanks for watching.